Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Georgiana with Expressions Craft Studio, and I am kind of working, well, these are Easter cards. I've got some other cards over here to my right, which I'll show you later. I'm actually going to be giving these away. I'm going to do a little drawing. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be at the end of the video, and I promise this is probably going to be a long video. So I'll apologize for that while I'm at it. So I have used my Cricut for various aspects of all of these cards actually, but I've also used a combination of dies and then some pre-cut ephemera packs like this one here that I've had for, again, years. I'm using up my stash. So the bunnies came from Cricut. The vinyl, which I ended up using for the eyes because I just could not get those tiny pieces to cut out with cardstock, it's vinyl. The nose worked, the bow worked, the ears worked, and then I did add a little bit of ink to the ears and the nose, and then a little bit of, I don't know if you can see it, a little bit of Winkestella on the tip of the nose. This one, I glued down most of it. I actually kind of had to make this face. I think it was this one and not that one. Basically it was just the face, the nose and the eyes, and I kind of made the head myself and then kind of connected everything. So yeah, that I don't even know. Anyway, I couldn't get the mouth to cut out, so I ended up drawing in the mouth, but added a little bit of color for the cheeks and for the inside of the ears, and we're gonna put this on here like it's a crown. Now the image that this came with originally, I believe, had 3 like Easter eggs or a crown of Easter eggs up there, but I want to use up some of my stash, so I went with this. And I think he's cute, or she's cute. And I did put some pop-up dots. I know I used way too many, but I'm trying to use them up too on the back so that it'll be a little elevated. So this was a piece. I'd used a die for this one. And it was actually going to go on one of the cards I was going to show you later. Ended up not liking it. So I'm going to save it and put it on this one in the background. I think that'll be cute. And the same with this one. I ended up using some of this to create this for like a birthday card or anniversary card or whatever. You'll see it here in a minute. This is one of the ones I'm going to give away. But I only needed a small piece of it. So I decided I'm going to use the rest of it for the background behind this. And then I've got these pieces of grass here, which are also die cuts. So I've used a little bit of everything. Got some vinyl, got some cardstock, got some printable images, got some ink, got some pre-purchased ephemera, which came from a pink floral. Well, actually, I've got 2 different ones in here. One's Do All Things, and the other one is Everlasting. These are from Kaiser Craft. I got them probably at Michael's or Joann's. It's hard to say. Had them for a while. Doesn't have a year on it, so I don't even know how long I've had them, but I kind of sorted them out by color, so that's why there's 2 of them in there. Okay, so we're going to put this stuff together, and then we'll go back and I'll show you the other 2 cards, which I'm kind of leaving a little unfinished until their winner is selected, so they can tell me how they want them finished. I'm debating making these with the spiral pieces in the center, which you can't really see that. It's acetate. To do that, I'll have to cut out some Easter eggs. So that may or may not happen, or may not happen for one or the other. But I'm just going to kind of start assembling the front of these here, and then we'll go to working on the inside of them. So this one's going to be easier, so I'm going to do it first. And let's get some glue here. Let's see, some of these I had to run through the die cutter several times, and so there's a little bit of shadow cutting. I think my plates are worn out on my die cutting machine, so I probably need to replace those. And I'm not going to go all the way down on here just because I worry about getting it centered. Just adding little dabs of glue here and there. Okay, so I'm going to start down here at the bottom and just try and make sure it's lined up nice. Almost all the way down. And I think I still need to go, yeah, just a little bit further if it will let me, and I don't think it will. So I'm just going to press that down. And then we will do the same. Whoops. We'll do the same on the back of these edges. I will have the rabbit glued over this, so it should hold it down pretty well. And again, I'm just going to add some little dollops of glue here and there. Alright, so I'm going to center this down here. And that looks to be about right based on the cheek placement down here. Let me zoom in a little bit. I worry about, I zoom in, I zoom out, then I miss stuff. I'm going to go ahead and glue this one pretty well. It's got a nice solid back piece, so that'll be easier. Let's see if I can get it centered up again. Oh, yep. Messy, messy. Okay, let's do it this way. That looks pretty good. Got a little bit of glue on my fingers, so I'm going to flip this over and just kind of burnish that a little bit. Spread that glue out. There you go. Now, with the Cricut, I used vinyl for the eyes, but you could have the Cricut draw that if you wanted to. I have an adapter somewhere for these Crayola pens. I bought an adapter set from somebody on Etsy. It's been a while. I don't know if I can find it anymore, but they have a whole bunch of adapters that go in your Cricut that will hold these other pens securely. So if I can find that, I will put it in the comments below. Alright, so now we're going to take, first I'm going to put my glue back in here, or my pen back in my glue, just to keep it from drying out. We'll grab our little tool here, our little needle tool, and we're going to take off all of these backing pieces. I'm going to try that differently. This works a little bit better. I thought I had, yeah, still got the piece on there. It's just not, there we go. So does that one. Get my needle back out. So I've used a lot of different tools over the years for weeding and this kind of thing, and honestly this is my favorite one, and I made this. It's a mechanical pen with a sewing needle in the tip, and it's not my idea. I got it from somebody else, but I gotta tell you, I've got all kinds of weeding tools and pokey tools, and it is my favorite. It's got the finest tip on it, and so it really gets underneath things easier than a lot of other stuff does. Alright, so let's see if we can get this centered here, or roughly centered. I think I had it kind of like that, maybe. Just press it down. I just added a little bit of glue to those pop dots just so I could move it around if I needed to. And I probably got it a little bit lower than I should have, but it's pretty set now. Anyway, isn't that cute? I think it's cute. Time to vacuum. Oops, got another one. Every time I use this, I think of my friend Bonnie. All right, so we need obviously a sentiment in the center, but I don't think it needs anything else on the front. I mean, you could put a little banner or something that says Happy Easter or whatever sentiment you want, but I think it's cute just the way it is. And I actually have some two nieces and a nephew that I'll send one of these to, and then a couple of other little boys that I'll send the other one to. And I don't know who's who, so if you're watching, any of you, which you may be, I don't know which one you're going to get. Alright, so now I'm going to make sure my card's going the right way, because I've done that more than once where I've glued stuff down improperly. And I want to decide which piece I want. I kind of like that gold up there, but then if I flip it, this gold will be up there too. No, I like it the other way. Okay, so we're going to glue this down. And this is just one of my digital images from Creative Fabrica. If I can still find it, because I have so many, I sometimes do have a hard time finding them. I will link it below. Alright, yeah, we'll just go this way. Okay, this is backwards for me. I gotta flip it, sorry. I can't do it that way. Alright, does that look pretty centered? It's not perfect, but it's close. Again, we're just going to help that glue spread out. I feel like I need to give it a little extra pressure right there. Might not have gotten close enough to the edge over here. So I'm just going to peel that back a little bit. And slide some glue under there. Now this is on a matte photo paper, this background, but you can print it on anything. You could print it on regular cardstock if you want. It might not look quite as nice, but it will work. Alright, now I got to figure out where I want this stuff, because I do think I plan to insert a Easter egg or two, or three, whatever, down into the grass. So I'm trying to kind of cover up that space here underneath his bow tie, because I feel like that shouldn't be. Maybe I just need to slide everything down a little bit. Okay, let's go ahead and put this, let's go ahead and glue the bunny rabbit down. And again, I did add a little bit of ink. I think I told you that already, just to add a little bit more interest to the finished piece. You don't have to do that. And if you don't have inks, you could use chalk, or you could use eye makeup if you have eye makeup. You might want to spray it with a little bit of hairspray or something afterwards, just to get it to, so it doesn't rub off, but you can certainly do that. Okay, does that feel centered, kinda? Let's hope so, because I'm pressing it down. Alright, so now to figure out how I'm going to do this, because I just use scraps for these. That's the other thing I wanted to tell you. Besides using my stash, I'm using a lot of scraps. So I don't want that to hang over the edge of the card, because that's the fold. Although I can just trim that off, can't I? Or I could go this way. That's higher than I want it to be. I don't think I want this in the back. No, I definitely want that toward the bottom. So it's going to go something like this. And I am going to go all the way to the edge. Well, but then I have to come up more. Okay, so what I'm worried about is I want these edges to look symmetrical. If I glue this down, this one will go all the way to the edge of the card, whereas this one comes in, but I think this will get covered up. Oh yeah, okay, we're going to do that. All right, so that's kind of how I want it glued down. Now, where did I have that? Somewhere like right in here. Trim this edge off. Now I may or may not need this piece. Well, I can't use just that piece because it's not. It was a piece of scrap, and so it's not quite wide enough. Gosh, that sure is cute. But what if I do this? I think I like that. Okay. I don't want to glue it down all the way to the top because I do want to slip a couple Easter eggs underneath there. So we're going to line this one up over here. Oh, I think I need to come up more. Yeah. Otherwise, it will just be covered up by this piece, which it pretty much is anyway. That's okay. So I'm just going to put some glue down here. I am going to glue this all the way to the bottom. Saves me dragging out that trimmer again. And this goes like this. Oh, I don't want to do it that way. Okay. There we go. I can just trim that off and trim that side, the bottom and the right side here. And then you've got several, oh, you know what I forgot to do? I was going to add a little bit of ink to that. Can't really do that now, so that's okay. Alright, so we're going to trim this off. And I'm just lining it up, my scissors up with the edge of the cardstock. And the same on this side. Look how cute that is. And I'm going to hang on to that because that will fit across the front of a card. Look at that. So we're going to save that. This I'm going to throw away. And I guess what I'll do next is I will cut a couple of the Easter eggs, and tuck some of those in the grass. All right, I'll be right back, guys. All right, I'm back. I thought I came back once before, but apparently I forgot to hit record or pause, or I don't know what I did, but anyway, I lost a whole segment of video, which is good because now that I've done it once, maybe I can be a little bit more concise. Anyway, we've glued everything down. I don't want to show you that one yet. Here's some of the Easter eggs we've added to the front of this card. Aren't they pretty? Now, I cut these in 3 sizes, with the height being 3/4 of an inch, 1 inch, and 1.5 inches, because I wanted all different sizes. These are all the same size on the front here, but you'll see in a second why I wanted different ones. And then I did add a couple more to the front, or to the inside cover. So it's just ready for a sentiment, and I think it's ready to go after that. I think it's really cute, and I consider that done, once I get that sentiment in there. So that's one of them. This is the one that took me the longest, and I did show the assembly, except that I messed up the video somehow. So you're not going to get to see that, which is kind of sad because it's kind of important when you're doing one of these spiral cards. So there's a piece of acetate in here, and I've glued all of these eggs, colorful eggs in different sizes, to the acetate. And the reason I wanted to show it to you was because, I got a little piece of tape sticking up back there, was because when you open and close it, your placement needs to be precise, because if it's not, you're going to have a problem. And I've got a couple cards I'm going to do a giveaway on, and I'll talk about those in a minute, but you'll see where the problem can occur, both in folding and stuff sticking out around the edges. But since I apparently didn't hit record, I'm having to redo it. So I do think I'm going to add a beautiful butterfly here. I don't know yet, but otherwise I think this is done. We've got our cute little rabbit down here in the corner. We've got our eggs in all different sizes, these colorful, beautiful eggs, which is a file from Creative Fabrica. I'll link that below if anybody's interested. And yeah, it's I love Creative Fabrica, and I'm not their spokesperson, and I'm not really trying to sell you anything. But for those of you who have trouble creating cards because you're stamping, or you don't want to buy a Cricut or whatever, digital images, and if you don't mind doing a little fussy cutting here and there, really are an easier way to go, and you can still make beautiful cards. But anyway, that's enough of my sales pitch. I just love them. I love these images. So we've got our cute little bunny rabbit on the inside. You open it up, and we've got our little spiral of beautiful Easter eggs with a little rabbit down here. We've still got room for a couple of sentiments or some room to write. I love it. I love the way it turned out, and I even had 3 leftover Easter eggs. So cool. I think that turned out really nicely. So I'm going to show you now the giveaway cards. Now, these were intended to be the first one at least for Easter, and the second one for birthday, but I was really highlighting the spiral technique. I probably won't make any more of these because, as cute as they are, I don't enjoy the process for the most part. So I'm going to show you the 2 cards we're going to give away. They're going to be 2 separate giveaways, or 2 separate winners is what I should say. So this is the first one, and this is a die cut that I've had for a while, or paper that I've had for a while. I used the hummingbird to die cut it, and then I just re-inked over it a little bit to give it a little bit brighter color, and then did a little bit of inking on the background. But this is another one of those pop-ups, and you can see I did not test my piece before I glued it down, and this is what you end up with. So I'm going to leave it because I don't want to cut off the leaf or the butterfly wing, and it's going to stay right where it's at, and I'm just going to use a bigger envelope. Let me zoom back out so you can see that better. So I will admit the blue hummingbird might not have been the best choice. At the time it seemed like a good one, but it's the only blue on the card except for this little bit up here. So hopefully the winner will find it attractive. there's room down here for a sentiment. And I've got some more of these little cardstock ephemera pieces. This one's a light green with a kind of wrought iron design on it. I think it's really pretty. And I thought that would look nice down there. And now this is just an option. It says, I love you. Zoom back in. I think that looks really nice. If you want to give it as an anniversary card or a birthday card or just even a thinking of you. I'm not going to finish this. I'm going to wait until the winner's chosen and the winner can tell me how they want it finished. So that's possibly going on the inside. For the outside, I have a couple of options as well. This one says, you make my heart smile. You pick that back up so you can see it better. Or, some friendships are timeless. So those are some potential options. I could even just leave it blank if you want to finish it yourself, or we could put a specific happy birthday up here, or something different down here along the bottom. That's up to you, but the winner will get to determine that. So that's card 1. I'm going to put these back inside so they don't get lost, hopefully. Card 2 is definitely a birthday card. So it's in rose gold in case the camera's not picking it up very well. There's a nice, whoops, lost some of my bits. There's a nice sheen on this kind of fan-shaped or shell-shaped paper in the background. We've got a beautiful cake, and then you open it up and it says happy birthday. We've got another spiral, and it does not have as many balloons. So this was actually the next card, the second of the spiral cards, and what I did was I actually I printed the balloon images, 2 for each, one of them mirror imaged, and then glued them back to back and over the top of the acetate, which is good because now they look pretty from any angle, and it helps secure it to the acetate. So I do recommend that method. Sizing, I struggle with my sizing, and I talked about this in the video that didn't get recorded. I am legally blind in my left eye, so I have no real depth perception, and so I don't know if that's why I struggle so much with sizing, but I do. And so these balloons could have been bigger, but they don't stick out anywhere, so that's good. So the other options for finishing these are, I did make this one to say celebrate. It's in rose golds, and you could put it down. You could put it wherever you want, really. I don't think I'd put it in the center. I feel like it'd get kind of lost on this holographic background, but you could. It actually doesn't look bad up here at the top. So, or even, I wouldn't put it down there because you've got the happy birthday there. But that's an option. The other option is another one of those ephemera pack pieces that also says celebrate. And it's very pretty. It's in a pink and gold, so it's not rose gold, but it's pink and gold. And the balloons have a little bit of pink in them, so I do think it works nicely. It gives you some contrast. And then we've got this butterfly. Now the butterfly I think I would put on the inside. I know there's a lot of glare on that. But yeah, I would put the butterfly on the inside, probably up there if it were me. But again, I'm not going to finish this card. I'm going to leave it so that the winner can tell me what they want to do with it. Obviously within reason. I'm recommending you use some of these pieces I already have here, or I can send it to you the way it is and you can finish it, whichever you like. But we're going to have 2 winners, one for each of these 2 cards. What you need to do is like the video, subscribe to the video, and put a comment. The comments where I'm going to draw my winners, but that doesn't mean you should cheat out on liking and subscribing, because, you know, that's kind of important too. So what I'll do is, you can tell me if you like the hummingbird card or the birthday card. You can say I like both. I just like this one or that one. If you don't say, I'll just put you in the drawing for both. If you do tell me, I will put you specifically in the drawing that you say you like. Or if you like both, I'll put you in both. And then we'll draw for winner. So the birthday card, I feel like, is kind of special with the rose gold. It's definitely feminine. I would say it's great for a 30, 40, 50, 60, whatever birthday. or 35, 45. It's kind of, you know, one of those special years, but it doesn't have to be. You can do it for whatever. So what I'll do is I will mail them to you in a bigger envelope, and then I'll include an envelope for you to use to gift to the recipient. And I'm thinking, since Mother's Day, which is what I think this one would work good for, but honestly it could be for anything. It could also be a birthday or whatever. So I'm thinking no later than the middle of April we'll do the drawing, and those 2 winners will be announced in an upcoming video. I don't know which one yet because I don't plan that far ahead, but somewhere in an upcoming video I will mention the winners, and you'll have 7 days to get back to me, and then I will finish your cards and pop them in the mail and send them out to you. So stay tuned for that video where we will announce the winners. And to enter into the drawing, like the video, subscribe to the video, and comment on the video. Those 3 things. And, you know, I just want to say one last thing. I want to thank all of my viewers, both those who've been with me for years and probably don't watch me very often anymore because they were interested in a specific video way back when, as well as my new viewers. I'm trying to be better about getting content out and, you know, making things available to you that you want to see. And so I just want to thank all of you, because I know time is valuable. Once it's spent, you can't get it back. There are no returns. There is no Walmart when it comes to time. So, you know, I appreciate all of you. I appreciate whether you watch a couple seconds or the whole video. I know some of them are really long. I don't blame you for not wanting to watch the whole video, but I appreciate each and every one of you. So thank you very much. And with that said, I'm going to wish you all a happy crafty day, and don't forget to enter to win. Comment on this video to enter to win. Okay, guys? Thank y'all very much.